Q Country 102.9 presents Roos Day Tuesday, a weekly discussion with SUNY Canton men's basketball head coach Ben Thompson, giving you the inside scoop on all things SUNY Canton basketball. Q Country 102.9, it is Roos Day Tuesday. The regular season is over. It's come to a close with a thrilling victory, double overtime over NVU Linden. Roos finished with a conference record of 9-5, a third place finish in their conference, which means we can expect a home playoff game this Saturday, February 16th against UMPI. Now, I'm also realizing that we've got a home game for the women's team as well. Home playoff game. Men should be at 1 o'clock. Women should be at 3 o'clock. But before we even get into that, a couple things to talk about. Joining me in the studio, as always, head coach Ben Thompson and sophomore 7-footer Andrew Fitch. Now, Ben, you said you wanted to make a special shout-out this morning, correct?
Yeah, I do. So I wanted to give a shout-out to Justin Sweet. I know I've heard that he tunes in every Tuesday, and he's excited about it. So, Justin, thanks for listening, tuning in, and we'll make sure I'll get your shirt size, and we'll make sure that we get you an official team shirt sent out to you.
This Saturday, if he makes it out to the playoff game, as we'll be taking on UMPI as they finish their season with the 6th overall seed, so they'll be traveling to take on Canton. That game will be this Saturday at 1 p.m., a home playoff game. Exciting. After all, this is SUNY Canton's first year in this new conference, and the first year we've got a home playoff game. Are you treating this just like any other game in the regular season? Is practice going to be a little different the week heading into this game? What do you expect?
Yeah, I think it's an exciting time. Anytime you make to the postseason, it's an exciting time. And, sometimes human nature is, as you're going through the regular season, sometimes it can be a grind. And it's hard to get these guys' attention sometimes, not just here, but anywhere I've coached. Sometimes it can be difficult as you get late into the season, especially. But now that we're in conference playoffs, generally there's a renewed energy and a renewed excitement because, it's one and done. You can keep playing. You can play your way into the dance, or, there's no really tomorrow if you lose at any point from here on out. So there's an added level of excitement, and I think our guys are pretty excited to also play at home in front of our fans for one more time.
Yeah, so that was going to be my next question. The playoff series, it really is one and done. Single elimination. Okay, so the Roos season right now, every game, you put the whole season on the line. Obviously, you want to see them advance as far as humanly possible, maybe to the championship game. Now, just looking at the schedule, the first playoff game is at home this weekend, the 16th at 1 o'clock, and then the women play at 3 o'clock. If you continue in the conference there, then you would play an away game against either the 1 seed or the 2 seed.
Yeah, so how it works is 1 and 2 get a bye, 3 host 6, 4 host 5. So if we are fortunate enough to advance, we would go to Farmington. They're the 1 seed, so they'll host. But we would play Husson on that next Friday. So we wouldn't have to play Farmington until the championship.
But all these teams now you have seen in the regular season, so you have some film on them. You kind of know their tendencies. Granted, every team is going to switch up in the playoffs. You start off playing UMPI. Now, this is a team that you saw this season. They were the first team you played in your conference, but you also played them last season. So this team that you're meeting first in the playoff, you have a lot of experience with them. Do you think that helps you going into the matchup?
I think so, yeah. I mean, they have some new players this year that they didn't have last year. But we went up there and we had to play at their place for 2 games, and both games were really tight. One of the games was in overtime. And so I was kind of joking around with Dan. Dan Kane is the head coach there. He's a good guy.
Okay.
I told him, well, now it's his turn. He's got to come back and play us. So I know he's not excited about making that trip, but yeah, so we've seen them twice already, and, they're a good team, very well coached.
Yeah, of course, great matchup coming up this Saturday, 1 o'clock, and then the women will take on their conference matchup at 3 p.m., so make sure you head out there. Coming up next, part 2 of Roos Day Tuesday, talking to Andrew Fitch, a player who, yes, believe it or not, is 7 feet tall. You won't be able to tell that from the radio, but we'll talk to him next in part 2 for Roos Day Tuesday. Q Country 102.9 presents Roos Day Tuesday, a weekly discussion with SUNY Canton men's basketball head coach Ben Thompson, giving you the inside scoop on all things SUNY Canton basketball. Q Country 102.9, part 2 of Roos Day Tuesday, and joining me in the studio, as always, head coach Ben Thompson, and now, for the first time, sophomore 7-footer Andrew Fitch. Andrew, good morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Troy?
Pretty early start to this morning, or are you always up this early?
I've got 8 a.m. classes every week.
Oh, you've got 8 a.m. classes every week. Is that because basketball schedule, this is how it works out, or you're an early guy?
Just math. Every morning for the past 4 semesters I've had 8 a.m.
Yeah. Is it tough to concentrate now that the Roos are in the playoffs and we're coming down to possibly the end of the season?
I wouldn't say so. I'm pretty good at staying focused most of the time, so I just keep doing my thing.
So how about the close to the regular season? Double overtime conference win. What did that show you about how your team can close out an opponent like that? And just to tell the audience, it was NVU Linden to wrap up the season senior game, and you won in a double overtime 91-88 victory. Take me through the mindset wrapping that game up.
During the season, we've had some struggles closing out games, obviously, and to go to a double overtime and then win is huge for us. It's a huge confidence booster for us to go into the tournament coming up, and especially for a home game against a team we've played two times each year already.
Yeah, you said that closing out games something that your team struggled with early in the season, and now really the last game of the regular season, you're able to prove to yourself as a team that this is something that you've gotten better at and progressed over the season. So confidence level at an all-time high headed into the playoffs, or is it always a different mindset?
I think it's at an all-time high, but different mindset. It's a different emotion going into the game. There's a lot more confidence and excitement to go out there and just play hard. Yeah, the game that we had, it was just a thriller, honestly. It was great to play in, and everybody contributed. Even the guys on the bench, they were just loud and energetic.
It's an atmosphere that hopefully we can see this Saturday, as well as the Roos will take on the visiting team UMPI at 1 p.m. And then, as I said before, women's team will play at 3 p.m. Now, also, Andrew, I recently saw that you had quite an achievement, a personal achievement, not a team achievement. You're still just a sophomore, but you've set a record for most blocks by a single player. Tell me more about what you did, and is that an achievement that you thought was possible at all when you came into the program?
So recently, I think it was midway through the season, I got the career block record, which was previously 124 blocks at SUNY Canton, and I don't know how many I have right now. I kind of lost count.
Well, it's over 124, I can tell you that much.
I think so.
But, just to remind you, you did it your sophomore season, and this is a career record. So that means that ultimately the person who held the record last had done it over 4 years. You did it in just 2. Okay, we were getting word now that right now you have 167 blocks.
That's a lot.
The previous record is 124, and you've still got 2 more years in the program. So did you think that was a possibility, something that you could achieve headed into this program?
I think I was excited, and I think it was going to happen. I just didn't know it was happening so soon.
Do you find that you're playing these teams, these conference teams, back to back, a lot of times Friday night and then Saturday midday? Do you find that by Saturday you figure out more of the teams and players' tendencies, that it's easier to maybe get in front of the ball and block a shot? Or what's that like?
100%. Some of it I don't even think about. It just kind of happens naturally. But when I'm playing against somebody, I'll know that they want to go middle or if they want to go baseline or whatever, and I'll just be there before they are.
And I'm sure I don't need to remind you that this first round of the playoffs, you're playing UMPI, a team that you've played 2 times this season and 2 times last season. Do you think that's going to give you an upper hand heading into this playoff matchup?
I think so. Just got to watch film some more, and I'm going to be ready for the first game more than ever. There's only 1 game, so
okay, so plus or minus 5 blocks.
I'm going to go with over 5.
Over 5 blocks. Okay, well, hopefully we can see over 5 blocks. If you could, maybe block one of those shots right out into the audience, and I'll catch it, and you can sign it after the game.
I would love to.
Yeah, that game going to be happening at the Roos house, a home playoff game. Their first playoff game in this conference happening at 1 p.m. at the Roos house. And the women will take on their conference opponent at 3 p.m. I wish you guys the best of luck. Thanks for coming in. Ben, as always,
Go Roos.
Go Roos.